Hey, yo, Black Goose TV family, what's good with it? Y'all see right now, I got the double salute going y'all way. So that means I am praying and I am wishing nothing but positivity and blessings going toward y'all life continuation trajectory as well as your family. You know what I'm saying? I just want nothing but blessings. You know what I'm saying? Blessings on top of blessings. What was I don't know if y'all remember, man, when Big Sean dropped that thing. What was it, like 3 years ago? I'm an old head to an extent to some of y'all young niggas. If y'all watch this and older niggas, and you know what I'm saying, I'm a young head to y'all. But I ain't here for a good time, but a long time. Wait, I ain't here for a long time, but a good time. I say I way up, I feel blessed. Way up, I feel blessed. Y'all remember that by Big Sean? Anyways, man, let's get up into this goddamn thing, man. I got some Terence Crawford news for y'all. Hey, look, there's gonna be a lot of Terence Crawford news. There's gonna be a lot of Errol Spence news. There's probably gonna be a lot of Jermell Charlo news as well because Jermell Charlo is tied up into the beef of Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. That's just a fact. That is just a fact, and you know what I'm saying. Obviously, that was because of the choice words that came from Terence Crawford, saying that he would love to, fight the winner of Castano versus Charlo. Obviously, when he said that, he didn't have anything specifically to say about Jermell. But when Jermell heard that, he took that, he ran with it. Of course, that's where I'm a knockout artist, baby. That's where that comes from. I'm a knockout artist, baby. I'm a knockout artist, baby. You don't want this smoke. So that's where that comes from. So because Jermell kind of ran with that, and he had a lot of shit to say to Terence Crawford. Like, notice one thing. That is Jermell, though. You know what I'm saying? This is not me trying to make it seem like Jermell trying to be extra, because that is Jermell. But if you notice, Brian Castano has no words for Terence, because he just made a general statement. He said, if I can't get the Earl fight, I would love to fight the winner of Castano versus Charlo, right? So he hasn't said nothing about that, right? He's just been focused strictly on Charlo. Of course, Charlo, he's like, man, why this? And then obviously I understand too, because Charlo is boys with Earl. So maybe he feels like, a type of thing where it's like, okay, you trying to, do like a underhanded shot at Earl by saying you want the winner of this. Like, nah, man, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I get the energy from Jermell simply because who he is. And then also because he may feel like personally, you trying to say that Earl's scared. So if Earl don't want this, I'm going to fight his boy. That's probably how he's taking it, when really the way I see it, or the way I looked at it, or the way I heard it, was Terence Crawford is just like, hey, look, bro, I'm getting older. I don't plan to fight until my 40s. If I can't get the Errol Spence fight sooner than later, then let me go ahead and just make history and fight whoever wins undisputed at 154. And I don't see nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, if I'm competing, if I'm that guy, I may be on my Jermell Charlo. I may be like, hey, yo, look, I'm a knockout artist, baby. Why you just talking that shit? Right? So I'm not mad at nobody when it comes to this. I think it's actually absolutely entertaining. I'm enjoying absolutely everything when it comes to Terence Crawford, Errol Spence back and forth, Errol Spence, Terence Crawford back and forth, bringing up Jermell Charlo talking this shit to Terence Crawford, etc., etc., etc. Terence Crawford calling Charlo Errol Spence's cheerleader, Jermell saying that, you know what I'm saying, I know niggas that are from where you from, y'all don't get down the way we get down, you don't want this smoke, I'm a knockout on this baby type shit. Like, I'm with all of this. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, when you a boxing fan and you got good, legitimate back and forth, why can't we appreciate it, baby? Why can't we appreciate it? You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. But by the way, salute to Ebony and Sweet. If you watch this, you're probably gonna be like, you just love the pettiness. I do love the pettiness because I'm a petty nigga myself. But at the same time, I love when the pettiness comes from something that is based on, okay, that has some substance to it. And what I mean by this, and let me explain myself before y'all try to get at me, is that Terence Crawford has never talked shit. He has never been the type to do what he's doing right now. And I've kind of repeated this, and I've kind of said this before. If you look at the video yesterday where Errol Spence and Terence Crawford was going back at it on Twitter, and I reacted to that, I kind of said the same thing, where it's like, I'm in love with what's going on between these two. It's because, excuse me, sorry guys, everything they've shown up to this point has been the exact opposite. All the criticism toward all the criticism from the outside looking in, right? So from the opposite fan base of Earl, the criticism is, oh, you're not that exciting, or, you know what I'm saying, you're not directly addressing Terence Crawford every time, they ask you about the fight, you're so nonchalant about it, or you don't necessarily directly call out Terence, you're being scared, blah, 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 blah. And then vice versa for Terence Crawford, oh, you would top-rank Bob Earl, you can't get this fight to happen, you would a racist, and you don't want that fight, you scared, you don't want the smoke, da, da, da. So we've seen, over the last three or 4 years, without me repeating myself from the last video, is these two guys have very passive-aggressive tones and passive aggressive responses toward the fight being made between them two, because they understand the business of boxing. A lot of you fans don't understand the business of boxing. We go to work, you know what I'm saying? We be up in there for however long it is. We come back, we got to make sure everything's good around the crib. You got kids, you got to make sure that's good. You got a wife, got to make sure that's good, and you pay your bills. So the last thing you want to think about is the intricacies and the details of the fact that these guys aren't just boxers, but they're also businessmen. So I get that, because that takes away from the emotional aspect of being connected to these fighters. You don't want to think about the fact that these guys are more than just, hey, I'm doing something I love, but there's a money there's a money play behind it, that even though I'm doing what I love doesn't mean I have entire control of how to go about doing that. Okay? But that's part of the game. That's the America we live in, right? That's what allows us to talk about this shit, have speculations, or have our own opinions and be optimistic, or give our perspectives, or say allegedly, right? That's the game. That's the fun in all this shit. That's the entertainment in all this shit. Me talking my shit, part of the reason half of y'all gonna watch this shit is because you want to disagree with me, not because you want to agree with what I'm saying. You want to say, hey, you're a fanboy to this extent, right? Disagreement, shock value, telling you the shit that you don't want to hear. That's the number one way to tap into the psyche of a human being. Okay. And the reason why I'm saying this, and I didn't mean to even get on this tangent, and the reason I know this is because my job profession, I need to know that. That's how I make my money. I need to know how you guys' brain works and how I can get you guys to be like, oh, I'm intrigued in something that I didn't even think I was intrigued in. And that's the number one way. And that's why a lot of you guys, when you get into these comments and you go, oh, this, oh, that, you're focused on the wrong things. Because at the end of the day, talk is talk. But business, right? That's what you can see. That's what's put down to paper. Okay? But a lot of times, all we really worried about is the talk. All we really worry about is what we can see, the eye test, baby. We don't never worry about what's going on in the background. And all this shit has to do with what the fuck is agreed upon, what is written on, and what is going on in the background, and the scenes, the behind the scenes. That's why people love behind the scenes so much on shit they don't know about on a big ass movie. You know what I'm saying? Let me watch the behind the scenes because I want to know how someone puts it together, because I don't understand the progress, right? We just see the finishing product, and then we critique the finishing product rather than understanding all of the hoops, jumps, and the levels of things that need to be taken to get to there. Even though we have an idea, if you're a hardworking motherfucker and you did what you needed to do and you're trying your best to get to where you need to do and you're taking care of shit, you understand there's a process to everything, right? You understand that when you come home and you tired as fuck, and it's someone random, whether it's your wife, you know what I'm saying, your boy, your kid, whatever the case may be, and they're like, yo, let's do this. Why you tired? You ain't finna explain to them why you tired. I don't need to explain, nigga. Nigga, what? I ain't finna explain the process of how much work I just put in, right? It's the same exact experience, or it's the same exact aspect when you're looking at it from that, perspective. Hopefully a lot of the shit I'm saying isn't going over you guys' head. I know I kind of went into kind of a different direction here because I'm talking my shit, but hopefully you guys are listening, because this is really what it is. But and that's why this boxing channel is different from everyone else. Ain't no one finna talk to y'all like this, right? Everyone tries to keep it so, hey, we're just gonna talk it straight this way. We're just gonna talk about boxing, Terence Crawford, or we're gonna have all these antics. Blah, blah, blah. I ain't finna do that. If I feel like being loud, I feel like being over the top, I'm gonna do that. If I feel like just being straight to the point, I'm gonna do that. But if I feel like giving y'all real game, y'all gonna get that shit too. So hopefully y'all listening to this. And if you disagree with me, you don't like it, hey, baby, like I said, I'm tapping into that psyche. I'm making you motherfuckers actually emotionally invested. Being emotionally invested is much more important than being someone who agrees with your point of view. You don't want people to agree with you. You want people to be emotionally invested and have something to say, or have a response to what you have to say. Because guess what? That's engagement. Not saying you're right. Okay. So with that being said, right? 8-9 minutes later. Sorry about that, y'all. Let's get into this article. Terence Crawford says, I'm going straight into this Errol Spence fight. And then after that, I'm going to fuck up Charlo. All right. He's not holding no words back. He's not trying to be censored. He's like, I'm telling you what it is. And I don't blame Terence Crawford, because Jermell has said some pretty wild ass things to Terence. And Terence ain't even said nothing crazy about Charlo. So let's see if we can get an actual statement from him. This is from Boxing Scene. I love Boxing Scene, man. The Boxing Scene is such a good a website to go through if you want boxing news and you want very unbiased boxing news. So this is coming from Crawford. He's telling ESPN's Mike Comberger this. I'm going straight into it. I don't want no tune-up fights. I don't want nothing. I'm going to go straight into the Spence fight. I'm free to do whatever I want. There's nothing standing in the way from us fighting. There's no promotion company that's blocking it. There's no wrong side of the street. There's no nothing. Let's see the best welterweight. Let's see who's the best welterweight in the world is. Now, everybody's saying that Errol's back and he's 100% ready. So now was the perfect time for me and him to fight. He called me out after he beat Yordenis Ugas in April, so it ain't no backing up. So Crawford's being 100 with it. He's telling you what it is. He continues to say, definitely it's bigger now. There's a lot at stake. Undisputed on the line. It's bigger than the fight that was going to happen between us in the past. This will be my second undisputed title in 2 different weight classes. That's never been done before in the history of boxing. So I'm looking forward to that as well. The way we can get this fight done is them sending me an offer, and we look at the offer and sit down at the table and we discuss what's needed from both sides. It's time to happen. The time is now for Undisputed. I just think this is a fight where I can display my skills and my talent to the fullest. I think Spence is a great fighter, and I think being in the ring with another great fighter will bring greatness out of me. Then he went on to say some choice words for the man who said, hey, I'm going to knock out all this, I'm going to knock out all this, baby. I know motherfuckers is from where you from Omaha, Nebraska. Y'all don't get down like we get down. You better be scared, boy. Right? You know, more or less, you know, I'm not saying that's word for word, but hey, I'm doing the best I can. He goes on to address that particular statement, or at least address a lot of the shit that's been coming from Jermell. I'm going to fuck up Jermell Charlo. Okay. See, you see here, they censored it in the article. I don't got to censor it because you know what I'm saying? This is my channel. I can say what the fuck I want. I'm going to fuck up Jermell Charlo. He said, put that in there. After I beat Spence, I'm moving up and I'm fucking up Charlo. In quote. So he didn't even go into no extras. Like I said, as we know from Terence, as we know from Errol, they're very direct with the things they say. They never just drag it on and continue to talk like we see from a lot of fighters. They say, this is what it is. That's why I think Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford is going to happen, because how much they're talking. But the fact that Terence Crawford had them short and sweet words for Jermell, oh boy, win or lose, you better watch out, because you got Terence Crawford watching you like a motherfucking a predator. You know what I'm saying? Like a watchman. He's like, I got my eyes out for you, boy. What do you guys think about this article, man? What do you guys think about the things I had to say? Was I too long-winded? Did you guys not want to hear all the nitty-gritty in between? Like, man, what the fuck you talking about? You send your emotions either way. Show your love below. Subscribe to the channel if you're not part of the motherfucking family. Like the video. As always, BlakGooseTV family is nothing but love, nothing but positivity. Appreciate y'all. Please, let's keep going up when it comes to this motherfucking channel, man. Let's keep going up, up, and up, and up. Biggest year when it comes to a boxing channel, period.